Okay, dear colleagues, I know it's late in the year, and I know the last thing you want to think about is signing up for library time next year. But if we don't resolve this now, we're going to proceed, and whatever is in place when you guys come back in August is going to stay in place for the remainder of the year. And I want you to know that you have an opportunity to have a more efficient way to sign up to use cows and labs in the building. So right now we use Google Docs, and we actually have 10 places that we can sign up to use. We have 2 computer labs, then we have 2 language labs. We have 4 sets of cows, and we also have green dot computers and red dot computers in the library. So there are 10 different places to sign up, which means that if you really wanted to explore the entire building, you would actually have to open 10 different documents. And I want you to know that there is another option. So until now, we've been using Google Docs, which means that if you are in Google and you're signed in, you're going to go to the documents, and your sign-ups are here: semester 2 lab A, lab B, English, cows, social studies, math, blah, 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 blah. If instead of going to documents, we went to calendar, we could show all the calendars in the building. Now today is Monday, let's say Monday, September 14th, and we have all of the calendars in the building available, and you can see that they're color coordinated with the calendars on this side. So presumably, most of you aren't going to be interested in looking at all of the calendars in the building, but you might be interested in, let's say you're a math teacher, so you might be interested in library red dots, library green dots, library lab A, library lab B, and the math cow, and you're going to turn off everything else. So you just click on them to turn them off. And let's say, all right, now you have all of these options and you want to sign up for C period, and you have the option, you can see that they're blank, there are no names in any of those spaces. For B period, on Monday the 14th, you have the option of signing up for library green dots, library red dots, library lab A, library lab B, the math cow. Well, obviously, because you want to stay in your classroom, it might be easier to sign up for the math cow. So the math cow is green, and you're going to go into B period on that day, and you're going to click on it, and you're going to write your name in here, and your name is fine. Okay, and save. Done. All right, so let's say Jen Lee wants to come in, and she needs a period B computer. She knows that she has access to these same computers, and well, the cows are already booked, so Jen's going to sign up for the lab. And here we go, and we'll put in Lee is booked. Let's say Wendy wants to sign up, and she sees that the math cow's booked and lab B is booked, but hey, look, lab A is open, so let's go ahead and sign up for lab A. And here we go, Gouda. And you can do that with all of the labs and all of the spaces in the building. Let's say we have a science teacher who wants to find computers for their classes. Now, as we can see, this is the view that we had earlier for the math person, but the math cow isn't of particular interest to the science department, but the science cow certainly is. And let's say they don't want the library green dots or the library red dots just because there are only 12 computers per each section. They want a full class section because each student is doing individual work. So instead, they're going to open Lab A, Lab B, and the science cow, and they want to see what's available. Well, that science teacher can see that Lab A and Lab B are booked, but hey, look, the science cow is still available. And let's put Mr. Haig in that space. And save. All right, let's say another science teacher comes in and they need something B period on September 14th, but Lab A, Lab B, and the science cow are all booked, so let's turn those off and see what's available in library red dot and green dot. So they see, aha, the green dots and the red dots are both available in the library. If you want to see the whole day, you can see it pretty clearly. There has been a little bit of controversy over this among the ICT faculty. I'm a big proponent of the calendar, and there is a concern among other ICT faculty that one of the problems with the calendar is that once somebody overrides somebody else, that information is lost. Whereas in the documents, if somebody overrides somebody else's entry, let's say I had put myself in and then Chris came in after me, took me out and put herself in, which is really unlikely. You can go back and check the history of the document if it's overridden, whereas you can't do that with the calendar. So I asked Taffy today how many times we've actually gone back and checked the history on a document this year, and it turns out that we've done so once. Ultimately, it's really in your hands whether we do the documents or the calendar, but whatever it is that we choose now, it stays in place for the remainder of the year. So thanks for listening, and thanks for your patience, and email me a reply with your vote for either calendar or documents.